Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. What do you even have to say about Dark Souls? It's dark. It's Souls.
Give me that
Dark
Dark Soul.
Souls. Orange and Smoke. Are they the canon homosexual couple of the Soul series?
I mean, the lore seems to imply that.
I mean, they work together. They fight together. One's big, one's small.
It's a classic dynamic, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Do you think they have good nightclubs in Anne Orlando?
Hell yeah.
They definitely do if Ornstein's there. Or Smo, definitely, I mean.
All you have to do is kill the big breasted witch lady illusion and you get the nightclub lights.
True. Yeah. Oh, you know what, dude? You know what I just realized? Dude, Anne Orlando doesn't even have regular clubs. They're all gay clubs. Dude, Guinevere is just an illusion. I mean, you think about it. With her gone.
That's why there's there's some people, but there's not a lot. It's because the straight population has been wiped out, and the statistic homosexual population is what's thriving.
Yep. And there you go. There you have the background for Anne Orlando, Ornstein, and Smo. Easy.
That's the lore, straight from the Miyazaki handbook.
Yep, Miyazaki told me himself. Pinwheel.
In all honesty, though, Ornstein and Smoke is a great fight. It's an S.
Yeah, it's an S. Okay, yeah, I guess we actually have to talk about it.
We should talk a little bit about it. I mean, what hasn't already been said? It's a duo fight. It rules. One of them dies. It becomes a special. Like if you kill one of them versus the other, it becomes a different version. The special second phase. So it's using pillars to dodge shit or like keep space in between enemies. It's just an amazing fight, and it's just like the perfect end to Anne Orlando too.
It is, and it's the perfect ending to a perfect Dark Souls area with perfect pacing, and it's everything about it. Like, what could you possibly complain about? It's like still to date one of the best duo fights ever. Yeah, the lore's cool, the music's cool, aesthetic is just blasting your face off.
And then it's also one of the few enemies or few fights in the game, in any of these games really, where a second reward besides obviously progression. Souls is you get the ability to fast travel, which it's also kind of an interesting thing. I mean, that kind of put together with the fight as well as getting that like game changing ability after fighting them.
Yeah, that is a big part of it. Also, I really like how you can get different rings depending on who you kill first.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they each drop a different thing, which is very cool. Gives you a little replay value.
Yeah. Going from Ornstein and Smooth to Pinwheel.
I have a feeling I'm going to be somewhat outspoken on this one.
Really?
I think Pinwheel is actually pretty cool. I like
Fine. What?
I like.
Did you smoke?
I like. What can I say? I love the design. I love the lore. I like the arena. I think obviously by the time you get to him, usually it's way too easy and you don't actually get to enjoy the fight. He has cool music too. They also drop 3 different items, which is cool. I think they're designed. I mean, this is my theory. It could just be that it's just weirdly easy for some reason, but I think it's designed with in mind. You might want to go get the Rite of Kindling early. And so then it would be kind of a slightly more regular boss fight if you go in there right away.
What I've done before is literally first thing, start up Demon Souls, get the Fire Link. Just once you get to I forgot that name of the area. Oh.
Catacombs?
Catacombs. Yeah, once you get to the catacombs, you just like drop off a couple times, you land right in a Pinwheel, and you just kill Pinwheel right away. I've beaten Dark Souls like an incredible amount of times, and I can't really tell you what Pinwheel even does.
He multiplies
Is
and he shoots things at you. I mean, the fight. Honestly, okay, fine. I'll put him in B. The fight's
see,
kind of
I
shit. Yeah.
I
But
had
he's
to
cool.
I had to like reel in the contrarian out of you.
God damn it.
He is very cool. I will give it that much.
I think they're very underrated in terms of like what they are in the series. They definitely should have more health so you have more time to appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well. Fine, I'm putting my boy in A at least. Gravelord Nito.
I think we disagree on Nito too.
Yeah, you don't like Nito. To me, this is the best skeleton summoning boss.
Oh, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, he is.
I disagree with that. I'm sorry. I disagree with that. I love this.
You're gonna say the ones from Dark Souls 2, and it's
Absolutely.
yeah.
I will
it's
take
Nito.
I will take an actual ocean of skeletons. You kill all three of the skeleton lords like back to back to back. You literally just have the biggest army of skeletons after you.
Yeah,
Nito,
but they're not Gravelord Nito. They're just generic skeleton men.
Nito is. I mean, I love the design of him.
He has lore,
He is.
his
I would say he's
presentation.
just actively a non-fun fight for me, though. Like
Really?
he kind of hits. Yes, I would say I don't enjoy the challenge, or I don't enjoy the mechanics of the fight. But I love the look. I love the presentation, of course. But
It's just
yeah,
a regular
I'm just-
fight with some skeletons.
and I just something about it feels off to me. I don't like the red sword move.
I love that move.
I don't like having to. Oh, I don't like it gives you fucking toxic
I love that.
for some reason. And you have to use divine if you want these skills to not respawn on you.
Yeah, but he kills his own. Like that's kind of the balance. Is instead of like having a bunch of skeletons that die, like you have a few that keep respawning, but some of his moves just end up killing all of them anyway, and you kind of find where to get in there and get some hits in and snake around. And I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. He has like a good amount of health. Like it's a good amount of.
No, he does. I think the last time I fought him, I did a kind of like low. I didn't really level up the health stat very much, so I think the sword attack almost one-shotted me, if not one-shotted. And that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
That attack's actually the sound, the timing of it's actually really hard to dodge, pretty like consistently.
it is. That's kind of what I like about it. Is it's kind of a weird timing, and it's very very punishing. Like because like most of the fight is kind of a snoozer. You know, you're kind of just running around. But then, like, you kind of have to really listen for that, and it gives you a little pump of adrenaline you want from a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Sif. Yeah, he's alright. I
want to put him in A, but but the actual like fighting him, the experience of fighting him.
really, you're not a fan of he is I think he has a very limited moveset
It's
from the last time I played him.
yeah, he's great until you get into his legs, and then it's just I don't know. I don't know if it works very well.
You just smacking the heck out of Doggo's poor little legs.
Yeah, like if you were forced to fight him just head on, it would probably be. It might be an S. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, it probably would be.
But I guess A's good.
A's I think
really great
A's
presentation.
for it. Yeah, I mean, definitely the giant sword and like the little click he does with the sword, like when they're in a cutscene where he like snaps it back. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, so good.
And of course,
That's
the Cyan
mostly,
DLC.
Oh yeah. We have a little baby Sif with you.
Yeah, and you like in the cutscene changes. That's like one of the few times they've ever done that.
What?
Where the cutscene changes depending on like whether you,
Oh
what
yeah.
stuff you've done.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's a good point.
Does it actually fucking change? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm almost certain it does.
Okay, alright. I'll just cut that part out. Alright.
It doesn't matter. Four Kings.
Four Kings. That's Whoops.
Oh.
They do look cool, and you do have to do the abyss thing. But
4 Kings.
the fight itself is, like, I find it boring.
Kind of like I like what it's kind of going for with the whole, like, having to rush to defeat them, and if you kill them in time, that you're not, like, fighting multiple at once. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be. I think it's probably more fun the earlier you try to challenge them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because yeah, the tension really ramps up. If the tension isn't there, it's just kind of a little bit anticlimactic, considering it's like one of the coolest entrances to a boss like ever.
Yeah, I really love the nature of how you have to get to him. I think that's a big part of why he's up, like, not lower. Also, I like the design of these guys. He's like, what the fuck?
Oh
is going
yeah, they're
on with us,
great.
dude? Like, they look like almost nothing else in the entire game, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, they look like they've stewed in some fucked up shit for a very long time.
Yeah, man.
They look like almost like a piece of nature turned into like an animate object. It's really cool.
Yeah, they put too much chlorine in their pool.
Right.
It's yeah, they're really cool.
They're the gay frogs Alex Jones has warned us of. And demon visage.
This one is so fucking boring, but like this fight, this Vanguard fight they keep using over and over again, always hits. There's a reason why they keep reusing it. It's always fun to fight.
Everyone always complains like, oh, they reuse this guy. But it's like, I still love him. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I love it all the way in Elden Ring. I fight like all of them.
Me too. They're just fun to fight.
Yeah, they're so good. And the Demon Fire Sage is probably the best iteration of them in Dark Souls for sure.
Yeah.
I love he has one really good like a small AoE attack where he kind of like just brings this like thing up and it does like the explosion. That's a really good attack.
Yeah.
It makes my brain feel good to fight.
Yep, 100% agree.
Yeah. Centipede Demon.
Centipede Demon. He's a C. It's F. Interesting.
Yeah, he's probably my least favorite fight.
I mean, he's not fun. I mean, he might be a D. But
He's actively not fun.
He's stressful though, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I think he can knock you into lava. That's something.
You can cut off his arm.
Oh fuck.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's kind of pushing D, but I had to look at him for 5 seconds to like remember him, and then once I remembered him, I was like, that one that I just kind of don't enjoy fighting. So
yeah, there's not a lot to say about Centipede Demon. It's just weird jank. Could have been cool maybe in another universe.
Yeah, no, it didn't quite pan out.
No. All right. Bed of Chaos.
Oh, where'd you put this? Where'd you put this baby near? Hey, get the fuck out of here! All right, I'm gonna reel in your contrarian position on.
No, yeah, I don't. I just want people to get mad. Like, I mean, I just want people to understand how good Bed of Chaos really is.
I think I give Bed of Chaos a C. I love sliding down. It's just like a weird jank fight. It made me laugh. It makes me laugh every time I fight him because he just slippy slaps you across the arena and you fall to your death. And I think that's really funny.
Oh, dude,
it's a unique design.
It invented Fall Guys. It's a cool tree. It's got King Allant in the middle of it. Like slimy King Allant, kind of with the bug thing going on.
Oh. We gotta pause here.
Bed of Chaos is A tier, and this is why. Bed of Chaos is the only boss in the Soul series to replicate what it feels like to be redacted.
This is now a 45-minute video essay on YouTube. Welcome to Bobby's TED Talk.
No, it's not fair. Sometimes he just knocks you in a fucking hole. Get
Yes.
fucked.
No, it's like, I mean, people, Dark Souls, it's difficult but fair, and artificial difficulty. Like, people just don't know how to fucking talk about games. It is fun because it's unfair. It's hilarious because it's unfair.
Yeah.
Like, that's a part of
Like, this
the
is like-
appeal.
Like the rest of the bosses you go in, you're like, ooh, yeah, like, you know, like, you know you're gonna win, and if you don't win, you're just like, oh man, I'm a newbie baby. Do I even play Souls? No, you get to Bed of Chaos, dude. You get, like, as soon as you get to the bonfire there in the middle of the lava lake, you're already having like flashbacks. You're like, this is an event. This is like, I need to like stream this for 24 hours. Me trying to get through the Bed of Chaos. It's
Yeah. And I like the fact that I mean, every other boss you can level up, you can do things to take like kind of one up the mechanics of the fight. There's none of that for Bed of Chaos either. It's it's equalizing. Where no matter how good or how bad you are at the game, the Bed of Chaos fight is gonna go relatively similar. Which is kind of amazing, actually.
yeah, the Bed of Chaos doesn't care about your build. The Bed of Chaos cares about you beating your head against this wall until life throws you a bone and you get lucky and you win. So I like it.
Yeah,
And it looks cool.
it does look cool. I love branches. I love rolling through branches. You only get to do that once in Demon's Souls, and that's like at the very end of the game.
Yeah, and also, yeah, it's got that nice little old one reference going on there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Bed of Chaos, dude, like, it sounds like I'm being contrarian, but honestly, like, I had a lot of fun. It was the only boss that I, like, knew I wasn't, like, I wasn't for sure that I would beat it the first try or second try.
Yeah, here I am thinking I'm gonna reel you in from your contrarian point of view, but now I just upped it from C to B, so
it's
the exact opposite has happened.
Bed of Chaos, dude.
Yeah, it kind of hits.
It hits. Setha Scaleless.
Now, yeah. I am a Seath hater, actually.
Seath hater.
Seath is another one where I can just say I don't have fun, or I don't enjoy engaging with the mechanics of the boss. So
It's quite frustrating.
yeah,
He's either too easy to kill, but you might randomly get cursed, or ridiculously hard if you're trying to get the Moonlight Greysword. So like, pick your adventure. He looks cool. You know, Seath is fucking awesome in the opening scene. Seath is extremely important to the entire FromSoft catalog. But yeah, what a lackluster fight.
yeah, it's just kind of a bummer.
Yep. Like, yeah, I'd like to see like a real Seath fight maybe someday.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be very cool. All right. Anything to say?
No, that's about it for Seed. I just don't really enjoy the fight. That's just a sad thing. I've never actually. I don't think I've ever got the Moonlight Butterfly Great Sword fight sword.
It's hard.
Which I don't want to though, because yeah, I've seen what that little weird leg does when I'm killing the boss. I'm like, I just don't want to mess with that. So
It's fun. It's another almost Bit of Chaos-y experience trying to get it.
Right.
It's almost there.
oh man, we got two boys, one after the other, the Stray and Asylum Demon.
It's like choosing between your favorite children.
They're all B tier.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
That's all I can say. One of them has. I mean, they have the best butt in the series.
That's
in
true.
all of these games. Like that's the most memorable demon butt that you just keep hacking at.
That's true. It's one of the first
So
things you
good.
think of when you think of the guy. You're like thinking about that dump truck.
I mean, if this was a Souls dump truck ranking, we all know where they would fit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mac.
Speaking of
Good
high
fight.
tier, Crossbeam
Yes.
Priscilla.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Almost like I'm almost tempted. Even I love Crossbreed Priscilla.
She's cool.
Really love Crossbreed Priscilla. She is really cool, and it's once again the levels do take somewhat of a say in like these bosses, because I mean it is like the finishing touch of a level. So the lead up, but like especially with the painted world, like that's being like one of the best areas in all of these games. Like easy. Crossbreed Priscilla is such a unique end to it, and it kind of reflect it's a little bit of a callback to Maiden Estrella, her being, well, Maiden Estrella isn't necessarily optional, but Crossbreed Priscilla is saying, why are you here?
Yeah.
Just fucking leave.
The idea that this is not a hostile thing, like you're just here to steal its power, kill it, and suck its souls up. And she's like,
Yep.
I just want to watch over my weird bulbous sick guys. Leave me alone.
Right.
So yeah, and the fight itself is fun. It's, I can't say that it's like the most harrowing boss fight experience, but its flow is very nice. Like the
Yeah.
ebb and flow of the difficulty and like the vibe of it is very cool.
Yeah, and I mean, that's another thing that Sister Freed. Hey, oh shit, she looks exactly like Sister Freed. I didn't even think about that. And that actually
That's
makes a lot of
true.
sense
It's
with the
starting-
painted road connection.
Yeah, and it's starting this thread of icy people with scythes. Or,
Icy scythes. That's
Or,
a fun
like,
word to say.
Icy scythes and or sympathetic women with scythes in general.
Women that you have to kill, but the game wants to make you feel a little bit bad about. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, good fight. I definitely think it's very nice that Miyazaki decided to put a furry in the game, and
That
then
is
basically gave a very redemptive, very sympathetic furry character. Way to go, Miyazaki.
Yeah, Miyazaki says furries are cool.
That's what we can take from this.
Thanks, Miyazaki. Alright. Dark Sun Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn.
I want them to be higher so bad.
Yeah, me too.
But the fight
It's,
is so like
I love the repeating hallway.
it's a very classic like video gamey boss fight in a way. Just the hallway where endless hallway where it shoots shit at you. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing special really about it other than the fact that it's Gwendolyn and that's cool.
Yeah, with all the, I mean, I would say Gwendolyn perhaps is the most interesting character in the lore for Dark Souls.
Very interesting.
Very elusive, very obviously. Is it canon trans? Basically.
Well,
Sort of?
there's really not much. I don't think there's a lot of mention of their gender particularly. I
Mhm.
mean, they were raised to be a woman gender-wise, meaning, yeah. So I don't know. I have no idea what that means. I don't think there's any quote from Gwendolyn saying "I am trans." So who knows? We'll leave it up in the air. You can have your
Yeah,
canons,
that's a good point. It's very reminds me a lot of Mikola in Elden Ring.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's not-
'cause-
it's not clear.
Mikola is most characters refer to Mikola as a boy, but then there's like Saint Trina, which is female, and like that's also Mikola too. So it's kind of a duality kind of ordeal.
And also, they call him like a boy, like as in like a small one, but it's very clearly a very long, like middle-aged, withered man in an egg. So, so
Right.
it's whatever you want. That's what it is.
Oh shit, we got our guy Gwyn up next.
That's a hard one, man.
I feel pretty strong about where Gwyn is. I think Gwyn's S.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Because I was thinking about how fun the fight is, but it's my fault for trivializing it with too many parries. So
The fight is unbelievable. Like I until the our most recent playthrough that we had of Dark Souls, I've never just done like, oh, just parry him every time until now, and now it's like, oh wow, it is it's a little broken, but it's still, I mean, the arena, the lead up to him, the music, the look of him, he is like perhaps, I mean, for this maybe the best like melancholic Hollow Knight guy in the series.
yeah, he is
Design-wise.
yeah, he is the fallen, you know, god, fallen, like hollowed god, hollowed king character. You know, that like you hear about being the most powerful the whole game, and then you walk in a room and he's just a zombie walking around in circles. Wait,
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's Benji.
Wait, what? Oh, what are you doing? Bobby, you just skipped a game, brother.
Oh, whoops. Anyway, the point is that Gwyn is the original that, and he has a great soundtrack, and it's a good cap off to the game.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how you make a better ending boss to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you would do.
I feel like going big would be a disservice.
Yeah, no, like it's the from like minimalist to maximalist, like quite literally the perfect tone for the ending of Dark Souls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all right. DLC bosses. It kind of skips around here. We do DLC and then some of the like funkier dudes in Dark Souls, and I love some funky dudes. But Sanctuary Garden,
I like Sanctuary Guardian.
I fucking love him. Kind of looks like he looks. I don't know what God of War 3 came out before. Or he looks like a God of War boss.
He does look a little bit out of place as far as like the souls, but
Yeah.
Uluciel is supposed to be a different, more Alice in Wonderland inspired area. So
Yeah, which I mean, you have the mushroom NPC immediately going in there. Like it definitely works for especially the vibe of the very first like beginning area in the DLC. So
yeah, and dude, I love how it just hits you with just a knockout boss right away as soon as you get in there.
Yeah.
Like I have fun every time I fight this guy.
oh yeah,
Even if you know all his moves, like it's still just, it's a treat. It's a nice little, yum yum. Thank you, Miyazaki.
also prelude to a Bloodborne boss fight.
Yeah,
Fits that category big time.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, Artorias.
Artorias.
I don't know how to pronounce like anything actually.
He should be an S plus, but he doesn't have the soundtrack for it. I'm sorry.
Oh, not an S plus.
Where's the soundtrack, huh?
I can't tell you what the soundtrack is, but
Exactly.
I can tell you the emotional depth of how he makes me feel.
That's true.
And also, I mean, he's obviously a huge milestone in terms of boss fight mechanics for FromSoft as well.
Yeah, he's a turning point. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, I'd say he also reminds me a lot of, I mean, most of the fights in Sekiro in terms of like the build up, the climax, you know, that kind of elusive character that kind of like leads into like this huge event of a boss fight. That's a pretty incredible thing that they managed to capture with Artorias. I think that kind of definitely elevates it. Unfortunately, I don't remember a single idea of what the soundtrack sounds like, and that does make me sad.
Yeah,
But
so far I've only put things up here that have the visuals, something mechanically interesting, and a good soundtrack.
and I think that's super fair.
But Artorias
Oh,
really is special. He just needs an S plus. It's just sad about the soundtrack, but what can you do?
Yeah, he's a special fight.
Yeah, it's special.
Dragoon Calamite.
Dragoon Calamite.
I think,
It's hard actually.
yeah, it's a really good dragon fight,
It's a really good dragon fight.
and it has the cutscene. Just kind of sold me on it.
Yeah, and the whole thing with Hawkeye Go, and you got to get him to shoot him down. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's actually like one of the coolest things to happen in a video game.
I'm a big
Just
fan
straight up,
of it.
actually.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Big fan of
And
his
he-
psychic grab as well. That's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a very interesting. I like Calamite more than Midir.
So I forget about Midir every single time, dude.
Yeah,
It's like so he's
I mean,
like so forgettable.
he actually is. I don't really know. I don't understand the hype.
It's because like a lot of people, that was a lot of people's first big dragon. I think
Yeah.
their first Calamite style fight. But I think in looking at the entire catalog, it's just another dragon, you know. So
Yeah, I think Calamite is definitely the first good dragon boss fight that they FromSoft did, and it really holds up, like really well.
it holds up really well. That's also something that's really surprising about it.
Yep. All right, our guy Manus.
Manus, dude, man, that DLC knocked it out of the park so hard.
really fucking did.
Holy crap. Manus, dude, another Bloodborne kind of proto Bloodborne boss, just fucking kicks ass, dude.
Fucking rips.
Yeah.
It
It,
really fucking rips.
it kills you with limbs you couldn't even imagine.
It's got the little squirrely arm. I love the squirrely arm. I love fights where one arm is absurdly larger than the other,
Me too.
and the best defensive positioning is the weak arm, and you just like kind of stay on that side. I love those fights so much. That's something that they've done in all their games.
Big
Like
agree.
the Draconic Tree Sentinels one in Elden Ring that I think about a lot. Like holding up, like if you hold right next to the shield, you can.
Yeah.
Because when I did my challenge run, I spent 5 hours on that fight, and but Manus is. I mean, you could summon Sif, which is awesome. The arena is awesome. You can see his his little red
Yes.
eyes in the fog.
That's
I love that.
such a good touch. Like the abyss is, I mean, obviously the darkest area. It's the fucking abyss.
Mhm.
I love that they finally that's something that I really miss in the later games. Is like Dark Souls 1 does a lot with lighting. That I think Dark Souls 2 tried to do, but like somehow their lighting engine got fucked, so it was like not.
Oh
able to
yeah,
do
completely.
anymore. But they did it really well in Dark Souls with Tomb of the Giants and this abyss area, like being able to see the little guys floating around, see the eyes down there. It gives you a feeling that
Yeah,
doesn't really happen in any of the other games, I don't think.
yeah. Plus, he's a kill kill evil, corrupt god.
Yeah, dude.
Like you have Quin's the Hollow god, and you have the corrupt god. As he's like really, for me, he's kind of like an alternate kind of side for that, like story wise.
Yes.
And yeah, he's what a design, what a lead up. The little weird area before, so strange. Nothing really quite like that aesthetically in the game, like that I can think of either. It's a really unique place. The little humanities floating around.
Yeah.
It's not very challenging at all. It's just unusual, which I really like that too.
Yeah, it's unusual. It's a little unsettling. And it's obviously heavily atmospheric, which is I always love when FromSoft is in their own court or whatever with
Yeah.
the atmospheric stuff.
Definitely. Taurus Demon.
Taurus Demon. Lit.
Where'd you put him? C? Yeah, I'm kind of in between a B and a C.
Like he's fun, but at the end of the day, he's a glorified kind of regular-ish enemy. So
Yeah, he's just like a Asylum Stray Demon, just like worse.
yeah, like his introduction is great. I mean he almost gets points just for being a really good tutorial boss.
Yeah, because he's one teaches a new mechanic. If for like newer players, if you see the scary guy you don't want to fight, you just climb up the ladder, jump down, stab him. And the fact that he jumps, if you stay up there too long, he jumps up and
Yeah.
smacks you is great. Killing you find the archers there. I love how he I love his entrance too. Shit.
Yeah, like all of that is really good. I think if it weren't for all those little extra pieces, he'd be C. But with all that, B for sure.
Yeah. And one last thing that I think is funny, just in like a continuity idea, is that you do the tutorial level, you see the oh shit, a silent demon scares you, he jumps down, and then you get to the first level, you're like, well, they're definitely not gonna do that ever again, where a big enemy just jumps down. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, and you can get a leg up on them by getting above them and dropping down. Also,
Yep.
very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bell Gargoyle.
B.
I almost think A for a second. They're a really, really good fight.
They're a fantastic fight. I mean, it's
Yeah. They don't really. I mean, the look of them isn't that memorable. I don't know like anything about the music. I love the once again prison church you fight them on top of.
It is a really great.
Oh, actually, there is a person imprisoned inside that church, so that is a prison church.
It is a prison church. Yeah.
Absolutely, it counts.
We're 2 games in, and 2 games have prison churches. It's 2 for 2.
Fuji Miyazaki. I love the complementing fighting AIs for the Bell Gargoyles is really great. The one blowing fire at you, one of them like more in your face. Now gargoyles, I know for sure the second one has its tail cut off, so the second one is weakened, but the second one has the ability to do like the big flame attack. Well, the first one doesn't. The first one, AI mostly just kind of sticks on you as the player.
Yeah.
Great fight. And I think that's the first NPC summon fight you can do in Dark Souls, and that's also like meeting Solaire and then being able to summon him and like the next fights were really cool. Like in terms like that's also a really nice touch to that fight as well.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give him an A. I think it's really a B+, but I mean, if I'm giving Maneater A, I feel like I should have to give. I mean, Bell Gargoyle is good in different ways, but they're both kind of the same core fight.
Yeah, and it's another boss mechanic that I will literally never get tired of and always defend.
To this day, yeah, like the double gargoyles is always fun.
We'll fucking fuck around and find out in Dark Souls 2 my ranking of those bosses. Moonlight Butterfly.
See, maybe. It's kind of the same as Gwendolyn. It's like, ooh, pretty. This looks kind of cool. It's got a cool vibe. It's got the like opera. It's kind of magical.
Yeah.
But the mechanics are, I mean, it's a tale as old as time when it comes to game design. Like,
yeah,
the boss that flies around, shoots stuff at you, and then lands. It's that.
He's like, reminds me of Demon of Song in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Except Demon of Song's fucking disgusting, but it looks amazing. But it doesn't really. The gameplay of it's like really simple.
It is. I
want to like it more.
Demon of the Song somehow does come out ahead in terms of fun of fight, even though I think Moonlight Butterfly, like it depends on your aesthetic. You know, if you're somebody who's more attracted to magical things instead of gross frogs, Butterfly is definitely the one.
One of the most fucked up guys in Dark Souls 2 is Demon of Song. So one of the most fucked up guys in general, just of guys to have been created, is Demon of Song.
Indeed.
But yeah, Moonlight Butterfly is good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Capra Demon.
Straight up in the A tier.
Nice.
I defend Capra Demon with my life.
I like Capra Demon a lot. Let's see. Do I like
Capra Demon is just like wacky, as just one of the most wacky fights in all of these games. It's straight up some Three Stooges level shit. Big bonk and dogs getting stun locked. And the most hilariously cramped.
It really is.
The area doesn't the geometry of that level, like what makes it really funny is just how realistic the architecture in these games is.
Yeah.
And you just walk into a fog wall of a place that can't exist. It exists just for this fight.
Yeah, you're like, what? Like you've been going through a town that looks somewhat believable, and you come in here, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's a stairway and a demon and some dogs and this weird fucking. What is this?
Yeah,
sewer
like if the
room,
area,
sewer
if
party
just
room.
the architecture just existed on its own, and you just like walked into that, it would look like the game designers just like forgot to put something there.
Yeah,
That's it. But no, I love how it's a very Dark Souls 2 esque kind of fight, which it's
aka
very much
classic FromSoft fight.
yeah, exactly. It's like the is it fair? No, but that's what makes it fun. It's hilarious. You walk in, you get swarmed, you have to like try to run up the stairs, like run up and down the stairs, like literally Scooby Doo bullshit.
Yeah, like
And
the
if I,
frantic like
yes,
energy of having to run. It's just it makes you laugh thinking about it. I mean, and if it doesn't make you laugh, you're taking it too seriously, I think.
exactly.
So
I didn't. I didn't feel like that was a fair fight. It's like have some fun. Have have fun with From Software's wacky design,
yeah,
wacky adventures.
let your blood pressure increase without losing your temper. It's great.
Exactly.
So
Dude, Gaping Dragon's a tough one.
it really is a tough one because it's a cool one, but it's kind of boring.
Like when I remember when like around the time
I used
when
to
we
love
first
Gaping Dragon.
I used to love it. Yeah, it used to be like one of my favorite fights, and now it's like a kind of a huge slog. It's one of the most memorable designs in the series for sure.
It's such a good moment, like in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of like the overall like the feeling of exploration in these games. This is one of those moments like where you're like you've been in a sewer like you thought it was bad in the Undead Burg lower part, right? And then you go into a sewer with like butchers and shit. You finally get to the bottom. This place sucks, and this guy comes out. It's great. It's like he's the gatekeeper before it gets even fucking worse, if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
In Blighttown, it's so great.
And that's actually a really good that's a good point you made about like you have the Berg, which is really straightforward level design. You have Parish, which is more cramped, more sneaky, more like unusual, especially with, you know, this Capra Demon boss fight. You get down farther to the depths, and the depths is just like one of the first like, oh fuck this kind of levels. Like you just oh
Yeah.
fuck. The game is like becoming more and more oppressive. You get cursed frogs. You have like the really like labyrinth level design.
Yeah.
You fight this fucked up dragon guy, and then you just like, oh, maybe something nice will happen.
Maybe, like you see the light poking through the roof, and you're like, oh, dude, once I beat this guy, I'm back up to the surface.
Oh shit! I need to rate him. I feel bad putting him in C.
Yeah, it's you're being realistic here. I want him to be in B, but it's a C.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things that we attach to this fight that aren't necessarily like attributes to like the actual boss itself. Its placement and like its place in the games is like really special.
Its
But
design is great and its cutscene is great, but it's not fun.
yeah, yep. Speaking of which, I'm kind of a chaos. I'm kind of a Quelaag hater.
Really?
Yeah,
Hater?
I don't like that fight.
What the fuck? I mean, like, I don't hate it, but it's not the best. It's just a kind of okay challenge, but just an okay.
Well, let's see. Actually, I don't hate it. Well, I look at yeah, like most of my C's, it's like either there's like certain aspects about them that I love, but then there's like another aspect that I'm just like kind of falls flat for me. And I do love the design of Chaos. I love the design of Quelaag, and I think her fight is her arena is kind of weird. That's one thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bland arena. The lava damage is well, I think it makes it interesting. It's a very wide open space, and you have like big chunks of like areas where you can't go.
It's an early attempt at a Moog style boss, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like where kind of some of the challenges, like, oh, don't step here, you know, it like creates an area in which you're forced to be.
Yeah.
But like her attacks are pretty just alright.
Yeah, they're just all right. I think the extra mobility she has with like the spider like jumping around like moving quickly is cool. Her attacks like I think she just has two different like for like sword wise she just has like two different combos actually. I think she just has like the three swing and then the like stabby forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has like a couple leg attacks which are kind of weird, sometimes hard to read. Man, I'm looking at the C tier right now, and I really like it. Sucks. Like with Dark Souls, like with Demon Souls, it's like Leechmonger's not very fun, but it's like not like the craziest, most memorable thing ever. Like the art isn't making you shit your pants, but like Seath, Gwendolyn, Moonlight Butterfly, Gaping Dragon, it sucks. These are all so cool looking.
Yeah, that's it. It hurts.
Yeah,
Like all of them, you want them to be more.
really do. Speaking of
There.
more,
I mean, if this is a ranking of the boss names, this would be S tier. This is probably the only fight that's worse than Centipede Demon is Ceaseless Discharge. For the longest time, I guess it's not a glitch that he just falls to his death.
yeah, that's
You can just make him. Yeah, it's an intended feature to him, which that's kind of interesting. I kind of like that about him, I guess.
Yeah, his lore is great. I love that he's like, he's related to the witches. He's just completely corrupted by the Chaos Flame, and he's basically living in eternal agony. And all he's got left is like he doesn't even think any of his sisters are alive. I don't think, or maybe he does. He knows about Quelaag and Quilana, maybe. But anyway, but one of his sisters he loves very much. He keeps like looking at her clothes, and you take them and like fuck it, he's just gonna kill himself now. You took his sister's clothes. That's what he's into, I guess.
I mean,
sad.
A man named Ceaseless Discharge. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he's into. I guess.
You know what?
I do love his face.
His face is great. Like,
honestly, I wish he wasn't. I would rank him higher if he didn't attack you. If he just stood there with that face.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, he should just start crying and then like die.
Like you can try to talk to him, and it's just like ...
Yeah. Like some kind of disturbing sound effect. Yeah, honestly, that would be better.
The sound of Ceaseless Discharge. Yeah.
Dude, his face is like classic, like that Miyazaki thing with the zombie dragons. Like, think about how sad he is.
I was kind of worried about typing Ceaseless Discharge into my computer for a second. But I just have to get a good look of his face. Let's see if there's a good face cam, Ceaseless Discharge. Well, I can't really see one. What a guy though.
Yeah, like look.
Just have it.
That's terrible.
Good fan. Thank you, DeviantArt.
Thank you, DeviantArt. Good job.
Oh, this is a good one. Look at that face. Oh, alright.
Go to healthcare.gov.
Yeah, anyway. Oh, we end it with Iron Golem.
What the fuck, dude?
That's an extremely unclimactic ending. I'd even give Iron Golem kind of a C.
I don't know. Like, I mean, he's an Iron Golem. I love golems generally in games. This is a really boring one.
Yeah.
Like his design isn't crazy memorable. It's just all right. The best part is Iron Tarkus.
Iron Tarkus. Oh yeah, I love Iron Tarkus.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just a less cool Tower Knight. Yeah,
exactly. It's not nearly as memorable. I do wish there was more ways. Like if it was what would have made turn this fight into an A tier, at least A tier, maybe S tier, if they used the mechanic for what's his name in Sekiro, Robert.
Oh yeah.
Like if he never got he never took damage, but the only way you could kill him was to like stun him and like have him fall off the cliff. That would have been an absolute sick fight. That would have been really nice.
Yeah, that could potentially be A. Yeah.
Because I love the fact that I think it is possible to make him fall, but it's kind of
you can.
Yeah, you can, but it seems not really, obviously not the intention to make him fall. But yeah, if that was like the design intention, that would have been great.
It really would. Good point. But
yeah,
C, D.
Yeah. Oh, D even. Wow.
I find him very, very unexciting.
he's kind of. I think he's possibly the most average of average
Yeah.
for me.
Exactly. Well, that's kind of
Like-
what's so like unlikable.
Exactly. Like everyone else in C is just like amazing. Like some aspect of him is amazing, but they just don't quite reach like what they need to be. Like the potential.
Yeah.
Iron Golem is like literally just phoning it in. It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know exactly what you need to do for this English assignment to pass. You
Yes.
just write it. That's it.
That's Iron Golem.
Exactly.
Mhm.